Hey everybody, it's Mike Carey with The One Good Reason. Just doing a real quick video, nothing too crazy. I just wanted to get some kind of weird off my chest, just a weird fucking day. I'll leave out the name of the third party, but I'll just mention that I was hanging out with Xavier. We were, we had a drink or two, at a bar, and, Xavier ends up not being able to find his phone. Must have fallen out of his pocket or whatever it was. And, we were a little bit stressed trying to find the phone. And out of all this stressing and freaking out, okay, we, at the last minute, decided, wait, what if we just call the phone and see if, there are any good people left in the world that have picked it up and will answer it or whatever, right? Long story short, we call, they pick up, and they said, yeah, we were handed the phone by somebody else. I guess they thought it was my phone or whatever, and I didn't know what to do with it, so I was just like, I'll just hold on to it in case somebody calls, right? And we're like, great, man, this is awesome, because the phone hadn't been backed up and all this other stuff. So, okay, well, how do we get it? I said, well, that's kind of the bad news, is that, they're about an hour and a half, almost close to 2 hours away from where we are. They were just in our area to visit, because everybody comes up to Orlando or down to Orlando, wherever you're from. So, my suggestion was, hey, just have the person overnight the phone to you, right, in the mail. But, Xavier was like, no, I want my phone now. If I have to drive out there, I'll drive out there, whatever. I want my phone. So, okay, that's cool. So the person was like, I'm at work. I get out in the afternoon, but when I get out, I'll, let you know, and then we can meet up in like a mutual area or whatever. So, because we're strangers, so I get it. They want to meet in a plaza or something like that, whatever. So he goes out there, he gets the phone, everything's good, and that was like Friday night actually. So Saturday to Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, today's Thursday. I get a message on my Facebook from this person who, we added as a friend, or I did anyway. I added as a friend because I was very impressed with the altruism. They were willing to meet a stranger who they had not met to give them back their property versus just selling the phone, right? Which would have been safer for them, and that they'd even make some money. So it was just really rare that somebody would have this altruistic view and put themselves in quote-unquote harm's way to give the property back, right? So I added them as a friend. I thought that was awesome. The same person messages me and says, hey, I've fallen on hard times. I know I turned down the reward that you both offered at the time, but a couple days went by, and I actually need some food and some milk for my young baby, right? And they said it should come out to like $30, and I won't have the money until like Monday. Are you able to spare like $30? So I said, well, it wasn't my phone, I'm like, it wasn't my phone. I do like to do good things and nice things for people. It wasn't my phone. I said, how about, I just moved into my new house. Money's a little tight, stretched thin. And it wasn't my phone. So, have you tried to reach out to Xavier and see what he says? Maybe there's not a statute of limitations on his offer for the reward. Who knows? So, I gave her the one good reason at gmail.com email address. And I said, you can email us, and then I'll message him too and tell him that you're wanting to talk to him. And she said, oh, I can also message him on Facebook myself. I said, okay, that's great. So, Xavier and I had a side conversation. We said, well, every time I do a good thing for somebody, especially if, I can tell they're extra religious, just me personally, I'll tell them, I said, I'm an atheist. This isn't a God doing this for you. I'm just a man like yourself, assuming that person was a man. And I would give them the money or whatever. And then I said, lately I don't really give money. If I can help it, I'll try to, buy the food directly, so I know that it's being put to good use, And I think that's the smartest thing. So I said, hey, if you feel uncomfortable, giving any money to this person, maybe you could just buy the Lunchables or whatever, or the milk or whatever it was, that comes out to $30. Just buy the goods, and here's your Walmart bag or Target bag or whatever, Publix bag, with your groceries. That way, it's not being used, on drugs or anything like this. He was like, yeah, that's a good idea. I prefer that. So he went to follow up with the person. Turns out that the person doesn't know what he's talking about. Right, here we go. Doesn't know what he's talking about, and says, I don't know if you know who this is. This is the girl that found your phone. So maybe you meant to be talking to somebody else. And he was like, no, you messaged Mike, and Mike told me, and then you messaged me, and now I'm trying to tell you how I'm going to go about, helping you out. And now you're trying to say that it's not you, or, I'm confused. So, this person is, I guess, still not convinced that any of this happened. So they're like, send me a screenshot. And, Xavier does. He sends a few screenshots. He's like, look, and then you said this, and then you said that, and then you said this, and then you said that. And they came back and said, wow, WTF, that's so embarrassing. I don't even know you guys like that. I wouldn't ask you guys for money. I don't know what to say. So, they ended up getting blocked by Xavier. I haven't blocked them just yet. What I decided to do was I messaged them and I said, so what's up with you? From what I'm hearing is, it's kind of, I don't know what to think, and they just reiterated that it was very embarrassing, and that's not, them, and they think somebody got into their account. So I just suggested they change their password and grill whoever knew their password, I don't know. But, maybe a boyfriend or a husband thought that she was, sleeping around with somebody because they had this person's phone, right? Or something, and I have no idea. But anyway, that was just super crazy. It went from, oh man, there's this altruism, this rare thing that, people will hardly stop on the side of the road and pick somebody up and give them a lift because they think that they're going to stab him or kill him or kidnap him or something like this, or they must be some big piece of shit, which is why they don't have a car or anyone to call to help them to begin with. So I'm just going to drive past them and leave them there on the side of the road stranded. Right? It's very rare nowadays for someone to stop and pick somebody up. That's called altruism. Doing something good for somebody else that might be at risk for yourself, right? And altruism doesn't mean that it's smart to, run into a burning building to save somebody. But it's a sense of selflessness to a higher degree. Yeah, and I would say this was altruistic because, again, she's, inviting this stranger out to meet her in person, and giving her full name and information via Facebook, right? And when, they could have just kept the phone and whatever. So it went from, altruism to somebody trying to bait us into, I don't know, giving money. And it's real easy to say, well, this is exactly why you can't trust people, and this is exactly why here we are on the edge of doing a good thing in return, and then it turns out to be fake. But don't let this story deter you all I just wanted to share it with you. I thought it was just very, very bizarre. I haven't blocked the person just yet. I don't know if whatever they're saying is true. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say. I hope I can get some interviews going here soon. But I am driving. I had this propped up in my center console, so I didn't have to hold it or anything like that. But I'm going to go ahead and end this video. All right? It's been Mike Carey with the One Good Reason signing off.